defensive line, can you talk about Chris Malumba and just kind of the progress you're seeing out of him? I know, he had the targeting earlier this season, but just his progress.
Chris has done well. He's getting a little bit better every game. He's still improving. You know, football, he played 2 years and he had to sit a year, and then he came here. So he hasn't played a ton of, he's only played 6 games, well, 5.5 games of major college football because he had to sit out the one. So he's getting better. Each week I see improvement, and he'll keep making big strides. He's played well, but he can play so much better.
What can he do better that he's not doing right now?
Well, he just, the nuances of the game, you know, he's jumped off sides a few times, and some Chris doesn't understand all that. We've gone over it. We even say earmuffs is what we say to make sure they put on earmuffs and not listen to the count. Little things like that. You know, fundamental technique. As he gets tired, it kind of breaks down. He's got to understand how strong the guys are. But he's played well. But I expect so much more out of him, and so you see it each week get a little bit better, a little bit better. So it's kind of like a dimmer switch. It really is. Dimmer switch is just kind of, it's going to get bright, and all of a sudden it's going to be on. And, you know, he's done some really good things, but he'll do it the whole game in the future more and more.
One of the guys that we haven't talked about a ton this year is Rick Gamboa, but he felt was a pretty solid season.
Oh yeah,
Rick, what you've seen out of him?
Yeah, Rick is solid. He's played well, and you know, Rick's played well enough in every one of our games for us to win, and he's done a good job. He's done a really good job.
What impact, if any, do you think Gary Anderson's resignation has on the game on Saturday?
I think that the young men really liked Gary there, and I think they'll come out fired up and excited to try to show him, send him off even though he's gone. I think that they'll be that way. They'll be, you know, I think the coaching staff will. They really have nothing to lose, so to speak, at all. So I think they'll take more chances. There'll be more different things like that. So I think there'll be a little bit more play calling that goes that way, or even more aggressive defensive calling type of thing. And you know, that could go good for you, it could go bad for you. So hopefully we're ready for all that type of thing. But I think those are some of the things you would probably see in that situation.
Your defense overall pretty solid the first 5 games. Mm-hmm. Obviously last week took a hit. Do you think they need a good performance this week?
We took an explosion for a while.
I was trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
But, do you think they need this week, a good performance this week, to kind of get that confidence?
Well, I think that, you know, y'all saw the game. I mean, the one dude, you know, we had the original play stopped on 4 of his long runs on the side. I mean, everything was there, and he couldn't even reverse field, and then we miss a tackle, and then, you know, that time, and then he was fast. So yes, they need to play well. Yes, they need to get that quote taste out of their mouth and do that. You know, I will not. I expect that they'll put number 22 back there, quarterback. He played quarterback against us a few years ago. He played quarterback in a bunch of. We went back and watched all the games he played quarterback at, and have been working on all that stuff, because I would imagine they'll put him back there to see if we can run around and we can't tackle him. Hopefully we can. And we've worked on a few things, on different things where you got the same type of pursuit. Well, if a guy's going to change direction, which is not normal, as many times as he did, it's kind of like it was a reverse a bunch of plays. You got to stay home a little bit better instead of busting your butt to the ball like you should. You got to, you know. So we've worked on that type of thing too. So it's kind of a contradiction. You want them to run to the ball, but they got to be able to have their eyes back in the right place. So we've been working on that hard.
What are the differences between tackling a guy like that versus tackling number 34 this weekend?
Yeah, 34 is a big, powerful guy, he's a guy that you have to work on tackling. You have to game tackle, and you have to understand where he's going. He's going to try to run over you, so you got to brace that. With a quick guy, you've got to go attack him and get him grabbed and get him down. If you try to dive at him, then he eludes you. You've got to keep going. With a bigger guy, you got to, you got to be able to game tackle him. And once you get him, somebody else has got to get there. And so that's some of the things we've been working on.
Drew Lewis was saying, sorry, one last thing. Drew Lewis was saying that he felt that the entire team's mentality was they can't let this happen again. He felt he saw that in practice. Yeah. Have you seen that in practice?
Yeah, they've had a great attitude. They haven't pointed fingers, bright, complained. They understood what we did. They understood things that we need to help fix on that, and understand also you got to bounce back. You can't you got to forget about the past and strain ahead towards the future, and that's what we're doing.
You talked about the guys kind of being right there on a lot of the plays. How do you teach finishing?
Well, with him, we were hesitating a little bit. You have to go attack because they're worried about him bouncing outside. You just got to go attack and take your shot in a way, and then all of a sudden he'll bounce further or you'll get him. If you hesitate, then everybody freezes, and then all of a sudden he puts his foot in the ground and he's around you. And so it's kind of like it's almost like you do on a punt coverage. The first guys that get down there, if they wait, that first guy makes them miss. But if you go and attack it, you got a lot better chance of making it, and then it bounces so far that other people have good leverage on it, if that makes sense. So those are some things you have to do with it.
People were talking about tight ends catching touchdowns, and that was all fun and everything. How much of a role did those two guys play in your blocking scheme?
Oh, they played a great deal in our blocking scheme, and for us to be able to run it. We weren't planning on doing it as much as we did, but once their quarterback got on the loose, I said, "Hey, we got to keep it. We got to ground it out as much as we can, and turn it into a 4-down territory, which is a little different thought process." So they did a good job of blocking, and they did a good job for us in a lot of ways. Coach Bernardi's done a good job with them, and those kids are staying after it.
Is it hard to keep those guys? Coach Bernardi said it's recruit good guys. They always want to win, so it's not easy. It's not hard to keep them motivated. Do you find that to be the truth with these guys? That they're easy to keep motivated?
Yeah, they work it. They play. You think about them just when they catch passes. They're in there so many other times you don't notice them. They all play on all our special teams, which are critical roles for tight ends to play. So they're out there a lot, and one of them plays on defense too. So they're out there quite a bit.
Okay.
Trey, you don't forget to expect him back.
Yeah, Trey is back practicing and has looked good. So hopefully he'll be able to go Saturday.
Those tackles, you're still going to make us wait till Saturday.
Yeah, I'm still going to make it Saturday. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.